Hi, I'm Steve Schmidt. I'm the Chief Information Security Officer here at AWS. I'd like to welcome you to Verified, presented by AWS Inforce, where we'll be discussing the latest in cybersecurity, privacy, and the cloud. Today, I'm joined by Emma Smith, the Global Cybersecurity Director for Vodafone. Emma, very good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. We've spoken in the past about how, in many cases, the sort of traditional approach to security is finding ways to stop things from happening, to prevent things from occurring. And I think that you'll agree with me that that's certainly one way to approach the problem, but it doesn't allow businesses to get to the next level, to really figure out where they want to be in the future. And what we need to do is to move to situations where businesses feel like the security organization is an accelerant or something that builds trust in the business itself. Could you give me a little bit of information about how Vodafone approaches the process of security and building a culture of security within the company itself?
The culture of the company is really important when you're thinking about the culture of the security team. It's a very optimistic culture inside Vodafone, which means that there's no limit and boundaries, which is great. And we've got four core beliefs that are part of what we call our Vodafone spirit. And spirit is the way that we think about culture and the way things work in the company. And they are about earning customer loyalty, about how to experiment and learn fast, about creating the future, and about getting things done together. And they give really great hooks for me for the security culture and how security fits into that overall dynamic. So we very much try and align with the company culture. It's a high energy company, curious, very, very serious about inclusion and diversity. So that all sets a great foundation, I think, for the security team. And then just to give you sort of break that down, we did a lot of work in the security team about why do we get out of bed in the morning? Why do we care so much? So really thinking about our purpose. And that was the foundations really about how we went about creating culture. We've got a team of people who are ultimately passionate about protecting customers, protecting society, protecting Vodafone and protecting all of our services and our employees. And so that was at the core of most of the people in our team that we spoke to. You talked then about enabling business, and we think that's a core part of our culture, is that we're there to enable the success of our business, not to be a blocker. Sometimes easier said than done, but we really, really aspire to be that enabler for future connectivity. And then a big part of our role is about supporting national security in the countries that we operate in, and we're a core part of critical national infrastructure, and that's a big motivator to make sure that we stay secure. And then I think probably like a lot of security teams, we like to think that we are putting our expertise to good in order to fight bad and to fight criminal activity. So all of that melded together starts to shape the foundations of the culture.
It's interesting that you started with a discussion about the customer. That's an objective that we share, where we both focus on the customer first and then work backwards from there. So how has the organization, the security organization, changed over the time you've been there?
It's more global than it was before. I was lucky. I inherited an organisation where in each country that we operate there was a cyber or information security team. It was actually called technology security back then and seen as more of a back office function, I would say. I've done a lot of work with my leadership team to really connect all of the country teams and create one cybersecurity vertical across the whole company. And that's made a big difference to how we interact. All the decision making's joint. People feel they've got a choice in strategy. It's been probably the most important change that we've made. We then built out some centralised capabilities where they were very federated before. So cyber defence and security operations being an example, so that we can get scale, get depth of expertise, do things once and reuse them many times and get some consistency of process. So that's probably been the biggest second change. And then I mentioned the strategy, creating one global strategy and involving all of our countries in the development of that strategy. And then we worked with the corporate security team to create one security strategy for Vodafone. So that includes fraud, business continuity, investigations. And that was a big step change about bringing those two teams together, aligned around a single strategy, and made communication with the rest of the company a lot easier. And then we've invested in people. So a couple of examples, we've done a lot of insourcing of critical skills, critical roles, trying to make sure we've got people with Vodafone badges making the really important decisions. We've worked hard on technical career paths. I think we've got good management and leadership career paths before, but working hard to create more technical career paths and really reward people for technical expertise. And then it worked very hard on gender diversity. I think we were, when I joined, 9% women globally, and we're now over 30%. So trying to get some gender diversity in the team. And then the most recent thing I'm proud of is we've developed a cyber leadership academy, which so far we've taken 40 of our cyber leadership team through, which is specifically about developing the leadership skills needed to be a person working in security. And it's not just a generic leadership program. We've tried to tailor it for all the aspects of the CISO's role and the security leader role, so that they can learn and have some training. And it's also really important for their career development. So that's been a great success.
And since we're talking about people, let's talk a little bit about diversity. I know that you were named a diversity champion in the 2020 SC Awards Europe. Congratulations on that. It's awesome to see there. Can you tell us a little bit more about your passion and your work in this area?
Yeah, I can. I was delighted, actually. I was also very surprised. My team didn't let me know they'd nominated me until I had to record a video to say thank you. So it was great. It meant a lot. Probably better than winning a security award, actually, winning a diversity award in our industry. My passion, I think, stems from my dad, actually. So I've got a sister, and he brought us both up to be very anti-prejudice, with a sense that we could, be happy in life and do what we wanted to do. So there was no real boundaries set for us. And I think never went to school or started work thinking I'm a girl or I'm a woman. I was just me. And I think as I've grown older and as I've had more experiences, I've observed discrimination and I've experienced it. And I think that makes, first of all, it made me think I had to work even harder to prove myself and to try and be something perhaps that I wasn't. Now what it makes me realise is that my job's to smooth the way for everybody else, and to try and remove some of those obstacles or barriers that were put in their way. So that's where it stems from. And it means that I'm really passionate about trying to get a very diverse team in security, but also in Vodafone, so that we reflect our customer base, so that we've got diversity of thinking, of backgrounds, experience, and people who genuinely feel comfortable being themselves at work, which is easy to say, but really hard to create that culture of safety and belonging. So super passionate about it. I was very proud to get the award. It was great.
It is very true, and I agree with you that there is sort of when you walk into a building, if the tone is set properly, if the environment is set properly, it really helps people feel like they belong and they're a part of the organization. And I'm sort of wondering if there are ways that we can, as industries, think about how we do that more effectively online, because it does take, as you point out, much more intent.
Yeah, it does. I think that's where the actual device that you're using plays an important role, or wherever you connect into, because you can still get some of that sentiment and branding in the tools that we use and the look and feel. Some of our online networks have been really successful, and we've done things like create an allies portal. It was originally started for LGBT, but the idea is you go and learn about how to be an ally to support other groups and to be, coherent on a topic that you can talk about it or know how to handle it. So I think some of those online portals do help. But I've been grappling with exactly that topic around, we've done so much work on the culture of the security team. How do we maintain that when everybody hasn't seen each other for 6 months? We used to do sort of big events where we'd bring people together in regional hubs, and we'd celebrate successes. And so we're going to have a go at doing a virtual equivalent of that in October, where we bring everybody together virtually and do an awards celebration, talk about some of the achievements and spend some time looking forward. And I think it will replicate very well what we had before, but maybe not give the same interaction.
When we get back to normal, whatever that is, it'll be very interesting to see how we blend the combination of what we did previously in with what we're learning now, and see if we can't even accelerate things more.
It's reinforced for us some of the things that we know already, and some of the methodologies that we're all familiar with, but it's really reinforced as formalising those or really pushing some of the points that we've been trying to make and get things that are more role-based and personally orientated to suit people's own lifestyle. It's a great opportunity.
Well, Emma, thank you so much for chatting. I really enjoyed it, and the thing that I value the most about this kind of exchange is an opportunity to learn more about the ways that people have found success, especially in the space of diversity and inclusion, because we're looking for tools, we're looking for ways that we can help improve the way our businesses operate and to ensure that all of our staff feel like they're valued members of the community. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, Steve. Pleasure speaking.